Hey guys, it's me, the Explorer here. Today we're doing What If Bell Was the Last Avenger. I want to say why I can't edit my videos. I really do want to edit them, guys, for your entertainment and put music in there. But at the same time, I can't because my computer is really old and it can't keep up with like the software. So you guys may have to, in the future, I'll save up enough cash for a completely new computer. And when I do that, I'll make sure you guys get get entertainment, or have some at least. I don't know, cutscene me recording videos and games. So if you guys could do that for me, or just wait for that long, I really would appreciate it. And I'm sorry that I have not been really doing much videos lately. I've been not really motivated. Yeah, just sorry for stuttering for all my videos. Just it's have because I see things a different way than you guys. So yeah, I'm sorry, but anyway. As Belle got to the front desk, as Hestia was like, what should Belle use for a weapon? As everyone's staring at Belle with the armor, everyone's fucking confused because they think it's just a fucking robotic person that Hestia made. The old lady says, "Sorry, I cannot invite people that are not living." As Hestia's like, "Oh no, he's living all right." As Belle says, "Yeah, you got a problem with me wearing something? You got a problem with me?" As Belle was saying. As she was like, "Oh no, it's just that I don't think you're alive." As Belle takes off the helmet for the T16, for the Mark 16. Oh, guys, can you just, because guess what, guys? I have school today, and I'm doing recording. And I seen another YouTuber do his recording when he was going to work, so yeah. Yeah, that's my friend. Okay. And everyone there was like, "Oh, so he does have a human face." Did I say he take off his helmet? Yeah, I did. So he took off the helmet for the T Mark 16. Everyone looked at him saying how the fuck can he walk like that if he's made out of completely metal? Cause you see, Bell is goddamn smart, fucking smart. And I forgot to mention what if Deku, well not Deku, what if Bell was the son of Tony Stark? I may or may not have I may have mistaken for Mark 3, because I forgot to mention Mark 4. Mark 4 is exactly the same as Iron Man's armor, but for Mark 3, but more lightweight and advanced. That's why we moved on. I thought the Iron Man, because I thought the Iron Man suitcase was the Mark 4. Because I'm dumb. I know. I'm dumb. I watched the movie and I just thought that. So yeah. However, Bell does not have the Mark 42. He's just beginning to build it. In season 2, he'll be done making it. Why? Because I think that Bell needs more time for that. But he has the Mark 41. The Mark 41 is, guys, you remember the movie where that armor, the one armor that completely disassemble itself and to knock a bunch of people off? Yeah, I think that's Mark 42 because it can come off and reattach itself. So I'm thinking that's Mark 41. But anyway, let's get on to the video. You guys see what time it is? Okay, plenty of time. As everyone's as everyone's has our jaws open, just saying what kind of suit is that. As Hestia done filling the paperwork, as Belle puts back on the armor, and they're looking familiar, looking at Belle, and Hestia went onto Belle's arms, and Belle says, "Ready?" She says, "Ready." Everyone's wondering what the hell is Belle's doing. As Belle begins to fucking fly into the sky, begins using his hover boots, and flies away in an incredible speed. Everyone's like, "That thing can fly?" Everyone's jaws completely dropped and so confused. And Jarvis says, I have good news. One of the engines have been completely repaired, sir. We have one out of three completely repaired, sir. As Bell gets back to the helicarrier, as Bell's like, "Good job, Jarvis." As Jarvis is like, "Thank you, sir." As Bell gets back down to the helicarrier, dropping off not Eyes, Hestia. Sorry, guys, I just have to watch the anime again. When I go to school, I'll watch the whole thing over and over again until I get everyone's names and then I get like the anime. However, I want you guys to decide the comic section. Since yes, that is a good point. He should have the hammer, but I'm gonna say it's on the shield carrier. But Bell has to go through more training and to become more worthy. Yes, guys, he's gonna get the hammer, but I wonder if he can melt that hammer down to make something like new armor. I don't know. You guys can decide if that's a good idea or not. Also, thank you so much for guys for like having so much like liking my videos in the past. I know like back then my videos from like I don't know months ago like are not really good. From like sorry cuz that I didn't know what to do with whatever cuz I was a pretty much not really good whatever. And besides, it's kind of fun talking. It's fun talking to you guys when you get used to it, you know. Anyway, I'll get on with the story. As the Quinjet was as Bell told Jarvis like, "Is anything else fully repaired, Jarvis?" Jarvis says, "Sir, the Quinjet is actually now fully repaired." As Bell was like, "Wait, we had a Quinjet?" But as Jarvis was like, "Yes, sir. It was apparently hidden under rubble. However, it was just missing a few parts, so I decided to repair it for you, sir. That way you don't have to waste some of the suit's power flying back and out of the city." As Bell was like, "Okay, Jarvis." Also, Bell's thinking about scrap. Hmm. I don't know if should Bell scrap the Mark 1, 2, and 3, and 4. No, nah. I'm not gonna scrap them because I like him there for souvenirs. I like him like that. They could be in like Bell's room. Just no, they're not gonna be Bell's room. This could be like somewhere in like the helicarrier where Bell like has them for monuments, and underneath them is where like a whole bunch of armors are, where Bell's Iron Legion are. And since this is Bell we're talking about, guys, I think he should have. Uh, I can't remember that one armor. It's like what mark it is, but it's the mark with has two yellow drills. If you guys can tell me in the comment section what mark it is, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Also, I've joined many. Plus, I've given what Fallout Whatever thumbnail, but I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. Fallout is a friend of mine. We're friends, and I gave him a thumbnail, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil the story. I'll give you a hint. It's something with Dead Space. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna say what it looks like or anything. That's it. And I am not telling you which character it is because I'm not gonna tell you guys. I told you one hint. That's it. Nothing else. But anyway, I'll get on to the video. Okay. When Bell was getting back, when Mel found out there was a shoot Quinjet. There you go. He was so mad at Jarvis that Bell decided to like go out for a little stroll just to ease off his nerves. As Hestia went to her room, she noticed she had like a lot of fucking like I don't know of like time, so she decided to go on the advanced computer. And Jarvis said, "What are you doing, Master Hestia, Mrs. Hestia?" As Hestion's like, well, I want to know what this whole ship was about, and how to run it if Bell is not here, or something happens and there's a crisis. I want to know what to do, in case if something happens. As Jarvis pulls out some old, data, and it's like scenario, nuke scenarios, or just scenarios where the helicarrier would be, completely shut down. Yeah, Jarvis is just showing Hestia what to do if that happens. So Bell's just going back to town, and let's just say Bell let's see the mark. I'm trying to remember something, guys. Give me a minute. Mark 32. The mark. He's the Mark 32. It's the Silver Century one. As Bell is going back into town with a completely new look for his armor, he begins taking a stroll around the town in the middle of the night. Of course, that's when I can't remember her name, the elf girl with yellow hair. I'll like I'll make sure 100% write her name down later. So yeah. As she was as Belle accidentally bumped into her, she just says, "Hey, can you watch where you're going next time?" As Belle was like, "Sorry about that." As she was just looking up, she just saw Belle in the armor. Just saw this robotic person, and it was the guy from before, but he had a different look. As she was like, "So you have another armor?" As Belle was like, "Yeah." As Belle was like, "Okay, sorry guys." As Belle, puts out his hand and begins pulling her up as he's apologizing. As she was like, "Well, that's fine. Just next time, look where you're going." As Belle says, "I will. Sorry." As she also says, "So, is that a new look, or did you just make that?" As Belle's like, "Oh, you mean this old thing?" And she thinks to her head. She have thoughts in her head. She just says, "This old thing?" As she was like, "What do you mean old thing?" Oh, as Belle was like, "Oh, you see, I've made this about probably a year. Like, I don't know. Let me just. I mean, it's like probably I can't remember the years I made Belle on the shield carrier. So you guys can tell me in the comment section, please." As Belle explains how many years he's built that, and she was like, "Oh, so how many of these armors do you have?" As Belle was like, "Probably about," puts his hands together, 41. And she was like, 41? Belle was like, "Also, I also have I have my friend Jarvis here." As Belle puts out her shoulder and displays a holographic image of Jarvis, just says, "Good evening." As he says, this Jarvis will actually automate my suits and pilot them to me in case I don't know, if I am not, if my suit gets damaged, I can call for a new one, and that suit will be go for repair. As she's like, "That must be pretty handy." As Bella's like, "Yeah, it is pretty handy. It's a pretty good scenario because in case if I am not responding to my Jarvis will automatically send a suit to where I last been and scan the area and try to find me. And he will not stop trying to find me until he's found me. And if I was kidnapped, for example, that would be a bad idea of someone to kidnap me, to be honest." As she was like, "What do you mean?" As Belle gets out of the armor, as she just sees Belle getting out of the armor with no fucking not even the sweat, because I bet everyone's thinking that how much fucking time it would take to get that armor, but Belle did that in 3 seconds to get out of the armor. As she was like, "Whoa." As Belle was like, "Yeah, I kind of designed it so I can go out of it and go out and in with ease, just making it much more easier." As she just says, "May I look at it?" She says. As Belle shakes his head, yes. As she begins looking at the armor, she is really intrigued that he went with like a lot of detail, like how it works, how it to put it on. But it's only coded to him, he says. And if anyone tries to get in, they get immediately shocked, or they activate the sentry mode and this like try to make sure the person never does that again, because the sentry will be in combat mode if anyone tries to take my armor. Bell saying, and she was like, "Oh, so do you always leave like this?" Or Esbel was like, "No." Esbel just snaps his fingers, and the armor completely locks up as it becomes just an empty shell. And Bell says, "Jarvis, activate the Mark 32. Put it on sentry mode." As as the lights began to turn on the Mark 32, the Mark 32 had deplorable vibranium blades that was left over. She was like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." As she waves goodbye, she's going home she's going home for today because she has work tomorrow. As Bella says bye to her, as she leaves, some guy's like saying, "Hey kid, how much for this suit?" I'll pay you 3 gold. And Belle's like, "Sorry, dude, the suit's not for sale." As plus Belle told Jarvis to turn off the sentry mode, so yeah. The guy's like, "I wasn't asking, kid. I was being polite. Now hand over this suit." As the guy's holding a knife to Belle. As Belle was like, as Belle's just laughing, just like, "Man, you pretty much are stupid." As the guy gets pissed off and begins charging at Belle, but Belle grabs the guy's wrist and breaks it because the super soldier serum. As as he was like, "Oh, what the hell? I thought you were just some scrawny kid. You don't look like it, but you broke my hand. Damn." As Belle was like, "Yeah, you should not have done that." My sister's like making noise right now, so give me a minute, guys. As Belle was like, did I go a bit too hard? Or his guy says, "Fuck you." As Belle is now pissed off, so Belle just kicks his stomach and knocking him out. As Belle's like, "Ooh, I should not really have done that. I probably broken about 8 of his ribs." As Belle gets back into the suit and begins flying off, just says, "Nope, nope, nope, nope. No, no, I'm not dealing with that." My dad just came up to check on me if I was awake or not. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, guys, I can't wait to go back to school, but I want to see if I can still record while I'm on the bus as well. Maybe I will, maybe or not. I don't think I will go on a bus because it's pretty loud, so yeah. But anyway, guys, how long is this video? 18 minutes. Oh, not bad, not bad. But anyway, let's continue the video. When Bill got back to Shield Carrier, he noticed that Hestia has been in her room all fucking day, and he was checking the fucking footage, and she's been in her room all day. And Belle was like, "Well, time to go check on her." As Belle begins getting out of the Mark 32. However, I'm gonna say Belle keeps using the Mark 32 until he meets like let's just say Eyes. Okay, but whatever. Not Eyes, like until he. Oh, he does use all the marks, so yeah. Plus, he does use like the one armor I like, the Mark 40. Because if you guys think about it, the Mark 40 is pretty insanely fast. But at the same time, it puts a lot of strain on the user's like mental, like is their physical and their mental state. But the effects only will last for about 2 days. See, I'm not gonna give Bell like that art, like the mark. I'm gonna give Bell. 'Cause Bell also has the mark 40. Just it has some downs and ups, so Bell's just gonna try to fix that until it's like I don't know 5 minutes for like the effects to kick in. So yeah. Anyway, that's the suit that he used. Hmm. Okay, guys, let's get down to the video. As Bo was beginning to finally fix something, he manages to fix a little generator that was undamaged. He begins by making it better and a bit more repaired, and it worked. So now the Quinjet, the helicarrier, is now functioning at 75% capacity. As Bell was beginning to wonder that what was Hestia doing, Jarvis like says, "Okay, so you've now completed this task. Now what else, Mrs. Hestia? What else do you wish to know?" As Hestia's brain's like, what? And she just like, my brain. She falls on the desk unconscious because there's too much data. So processing. And Jarvis completely says, "Oh, I guess this must be a KO or something." And literally, Bell Jarvis just said that. As Bell walks into her room and just looks at Hestia, and just says, "Nope," closes the door and leaves. Oh, if you guys think this is fucking hilarious, please tell me in the comment section. Holy shit, because this is fucking fun. Oh my god, because I really hope you guys enjoy this fucking video, to be honest. Sorry for the swearing, just that when you have to swear, you have to swear. Uh, hmm. Okay. As the next day, as Bell was getting to the Mark 32, he decides to go to the dungeon for a bit. As everyone keeps hearing shh, just hear loud noise. Everyone's like wondering, what's that? As Bell cuts his thrusters and hits the ground like in a badass way. As he gets up, everyone's looking at Bell's like, God damn, I wish I had that armor. Because 100% the dwarves would be really want to like be interested in that armor. They want to see what makes it tick and how strong it is. But Bell's not gonna let that happen because he doesn't want his armor to be replicated. Also, Bell's gonna take the Mark II and just like repurpose it and recycle it to make War Machine. Why? Because he needs a bit more firepower, to be honest. You have to admit, guys, if I say he's War Machine's armor, he has to have a bit more firepower. As Bell begins like getting out of the suit in front of everyone, and just everyone's like astounded that he can he can get out of that with ease. As the armor begins like suiting back up or begins to go back in its normal state, where it's just like, or the armor is just standing there and the eyes are turned off. As Bell's like, "So what floor do I go on?" As she just says, you go on the mid. You can go on the mid floor since Hestia has a lot of faith in you. You can go on the mid floors, and that's when the Minotaur begins happening. I can't remember if I did. I can't remember if I did a Minotaur one, but I think she did. I'm gonna say there's another one, but if there's not, then there's not. So I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. As Bell says, "Okay." As Bell begins turning, going back to his armor, and he even begins getting back into it. It begins suiting him up. As Bell is like, "Okay, Jarvis, test our weapon systems, or run the diagnostic to make sure everything's ready." as everyone's like seeing all these things popping out of Bel's like armor, as everyone's like, whoa, it can do that. As Bell begins going, not was going about to walk up the stairs, but he knows there's a huge line. So Bell just uses his propulsion cannons on his hands and feet to fly up, or his jet boots. He begins flying up. I really want to put music for that, guys, but it's copyrighted. I really want that music, though. However, monkey scene. That will be that Bell will use that armor, but if not for the monkey scene, he use it for one of them. But I can't describe it yet because I don't want to spoil you guys a lot. So okay, why am I doing so well for this video? Is it because I have school or huh? This is really interesting. When Bell gets onto the lower floors, mid floors, he noticed that there's not many people, so he begins scouting out the area and using his radar scanners to find if there's any human life here. He did find one, but the blinker slowly like vanished. As Bell's like, must be the monsters I've been talking about. As one of the minotaurs hits Bell in the face into a wall, but luckily not hits punches Bell into a wall by punching his visor. But however, Bell's completely fine because it's gonna take a lot more than that just to get Bell just to break the armor. As Bell was like, damn, you think I'll wear the Mark 32? Not 32. 32. As Bell then deploys the vibranium blades and begins rushing the Minotaur. The Minotaur tries to grab Bell, but Bell uses his thrusters to boost up and go right behind the thing and stab the vibranium blades behind its back as the thing is screaming, as Bell begins prying, as Bell begins moving the blade up, as Bell begins moving the blade up and down, like he's like in the flesh going up and then down. And now the Minotaur's back cage has been completely like ripped off, or mostly like they'll rip that through. As the Minotaur as the Minotaur when Bell was okay, so guys, as Bell just got done doing that, the Minotaur grabs Bell's hand and was beginning to crush it. But however, Bell uses his propulsion cannon on his hand to shoot the thing in the face. As Bell looked at his hands like, sir, you can no longer deploy the vibranium blade, but the propulsion cannon for the left hand are still operational. As well as like, okay, I gotta make some more improvements on my armor so they can handle a bit more pressure. As the Minotaur begins charging at Bell, Bell uses a karate kick, but he uses a thruster, knocking the Minotaur into a wall, crushing, like breaking through it. As when the Loki Familia got there, they heard like a bunch of noises. And when they got there, they just see this guy in armor just walking towards this thing. As Bell uses propulsion cannon. As Bell uses propulsion cannon, like almost blast it. Bell blasts the Minotaur's head off, and the thing falls to the ground. As Bell's arms like, as Jarvis like, Jarvis, what happened to my left arm? As Jarvis says, sorry, sir. It seems the Minotaur cut power to the arm. I am rerouting power to the other auxiliary point. As well as like, good thing I put a lot of power points on my armor. As Bell begins walking past Loki Familia tried to like say who he is. Bell does not want to tell. Bell does not want to speak to them because he doesn't. He's pretty much more worried about his like arm being stuck in the suit than him wanting to talk to them. As they notice that Bell's on the stairway, he jumps in the middle of the stairway, and he gets down there. He uses his jet. He uses his thrusters to stop, to slow down the impact. You see, after he got done doing that, the local familiar is like more astounded, like saying, "Man, we need this guy in our familia." But Bell won't join their familia because Bell's OP. I have to say this, Bell's too OP. As the elf lady's like, "I'm sorry. You shouldn't have gone to the mid floor. You should not have gone to the lower floors. There was a Minotaur outbreak." And Bell's like, "Yeah, I know. I killed one of them." And she was like, "What?" And that's what we'll be ending off part two. I am so sorry, guys. Just I don't want to, because we'll be late for the bus, because you know me, because I just really don't want to be late for the bus. Thank you guys so much for enjoying this video. Thank you so much. And as always, please like and subscribe, guys. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you guys like my next one. Bye.